Retrogrades, everybody. This is Jazz the Medium, and I am here with one of my friends. You gonna say your name?
Danielle, aka Lotus Amor, 27.
Before we get started, Danielle, I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay, I am a Reiki practitioner, master Reiki practitioner. I also do make jewelry, and I infuse them with Reiki. And I have other energy healing attunements that I have as well, that I also infuse the bracelets with. I also infuse art, so I'll make some. Mostly right now I'm just doing like drip paintings and stuff like that. I kind of haven't gotten back to it, but it is something that I'm definitely getting back to, infusing with art. What else? I also am studying both human design and astrology very intensively. I do help people with their natal charts, helping them to understand more about their energy that they were born when they came to the earth, to really align with who you truly are and to live your life in the most authentic way.
That was like a superb introduction. Most people be like, hi, I'm so-and-so. So guys, this morning for breakfast we are at First Watch, and I am eating a waffle and some eggs and some bacon. What you eating over there?
I copycat you, so did the same. Oh, the only thing I think I got me some potatoes. I love me some potatoes.
You got some breakfast potatoes on the steel one.
I know, they good. Well, they good.
But anyway, today we're going to talk about retrogrades because we got these planets going as retrograde. Right now, I think Pluto has been in retrograde since April the 27th.
Yes, that is correct.
And Pluto will stay in retrograde until October the 6th. And then Mercury, I think, went in the retrograde May the 30th. Full retrograde May the 30th. We were in the shadow period before that. But I forgot what day did it come out. But usually stays in retrograde for about, 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, June 22nd. Yeah, June 22nd. I just read that too. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to give y'all a brief description of what a retrograde is. And then we'll just kind of talk about specifically Mercury and Pluto. We do have Jupiter going into retrograde in June, I think. And then we have Venus going into retrograde in December. But there's more planets going into retrograde too. I didn't read them all. So basically, what a retrograde is that scientifically, depending on where the Earth is at, orbiting the Sun, certain planets may appear to move backwards. And they're not moving backwards, but from the Earth's but from the Earth's position, the planet might appear to look moving backwards. Remember, I said the word appear, but they're not actually moving backwards. That's just the way it looks from our vantage point. So right now, Earth is in a position to where Mercury appears to look like it's moving backwards, but it's not really moving backwards. It's just the position of the Earth and where the Earth is in perspective to where Mercury is. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. So that's what a retrograde is, and that's what any planet is.
And Mercury is about communication, that was a perfect example of Mercury retrograde. Our communication.
I must be in communication retrograde all the time because I'm always stuttering. I stutter all the time. Now, they say during a Mercury retrograde, they're saying you should avoid making life-altering decisions because Mercury is a planet of communication. Signing large contracts or leases. Look, I'm just gonna fumble through this whole video.
It's okay.
Signing large contracts or signing big lease, they say. Also, you might have issues at work, issues in connections or relationships, or anything like that. Old booze and exes and old friends you haven't talked to might come up. You might have less energy. You might have more tension, like you might fall out with more people, and also you might feel restless or unfocused or like confused. That's normal during a retrograde. I believe, in my opinion, that a retrograde is a great time to sit and reflect on some things that you need to work on, especially if things come back up. Like, what do I need to look at about this situation? What do I need to reflect on? Instead of acting on it or acting out of emotion or anger, I think it's a great time to reflect on things. So I don't review retrogrades as a bad thing. I review them as a way to review myself and review what's going on with myself. And it's also a way to test my maturity. I was tested yesterday at work, you know, and I acted accordingly, and I think I passed with flying colors.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I'm gonna let Danielle go because she's done a lot more extensive research on these things, and I want to eat this waffle.
Yes, as far as especially like we talked about Pluto. Pluto, when you think about Pluto, that is the planet of death, rebirth, transformation, and that one has a very powerful impact on us because it's really about us aligning ourselves with the things that are truly for us, you know. And sometimes we can overlook the little signs or signals that the universe gives us to say, hey, you know, I need you to move this way, or hey, I need you to let go of this. And you know, it can feel pretty intense because it is death. It is part of death. And you know, before we can, you know, reborn ourselves or start new, we have to let go and release those things that no longer serve us. And if we choose to keep ignoring the little nudges, the universe will definitely put it in our face that where it'll be like we're forced by no choice to take some kind of action. So my biggest thing is to listen to those nice little nudges, because trust me, you're not gonna like when the universe forces you to do it. So yeah,
coming from somebody that's hard-headed.
Yes, exactly.
And I call her, please, help.
Yes, I don't know how many times I'll be ignoring them, and then, you know, that whole bridge just totally in flames, no going back. So, and I'm seeing it happening to so many people around. You know, and it's the same with Mercury. So, like as we mentioned about Mercury is about communication, our thinking, really aligning ourselves again with things that serve us. We all have different gifts and different paths that we need to go on. So don't be afraid, because it really is for your benefit and to help you evolve. That's pretty much all I have.
So, a question for you. How has these retrogrades affected you so far?
Next question. They've been rough, okay? They've been rough. I have definitely been forced to view and look at things that I thought I had let go. I was still holding on. That was the biggest message that I got, you know. And as soon as I let go, everything that I desire is clearly on the other side. So I think that's what I push myself to do, because it is scary. Because, you know, sometimes you have to let go. Like for me personally, you know, there's people I have to let go. And I love hard. So I love hard. And, you know, I've learned that people come in our lives to help us. Whether, even if they hurt or break our heart, it was a lesson that we needed. So I'm going to say that's the biggest message that I've heard for me, you know, to let go of all the pain and see the gift in that pain. So, what about you?
This has given me a good time to kind of reflect on myself. One thing that I learned is that I tend to overly pour into others. So I realized that my actions have really taken a toll on my own energy. So what's happening is that it's focusing me to center and focus on myself. So that's the first thing. That's one of the biggest lessons and challenges I'm learning, especially with working on different projects with different people. You know, sometimes I'll forget to actually take time to kind of take care of myself, which is the most important thing. You know, certain friendships and relationships are starting to come back to the surface. So I know I need to like reflect why I walked away the first time, or why I had to end those connections the first time, or how and why I evolved from those situations the first time. But honestly, also during these retrogrades, I'm coming into a lot of clarity too, because I have chosen to sit. A lot of clarity on things that have been on my mind that I didn't understand. I didn't understand how they operated. It's just a lot of clarity is swinging in. So I'm learning a lot about me during these retrogrades, which I think is important, you know, for you to learn and grow from any things that you consider flaws or anything that you have hidden up under the surface. So it's a lot. I also learned that I just can't quit my job and go become a rapper and live off the land in one day. I gotta prepare for what I want to do. So if I want to quit my job and become an entrepreneur, you know, even though I already have a business and I need to go super hard if that's what I want to do. So what I've been doing is looking at going super hard, like in. So, is there anything else that you wanted to say before we concluded?
No, just like, you know, don't take these times. You know, I think too many times people will be like, oh my God, Mercury retrograde, or oh my God, Pluto retrograde. Like, you know, that is not. I don't want people to take that away. You know, just be mindful and really listen to yourself so that you can make it a much more smoother transition. Because, you know, it's going to happen one way or not, whether you like it or not.
And you know what? I hate the fact that as humans we have to put fear on everything.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Mercury has looked this way from Earth's standpoint since the beginning of time when all the planets were created. And you didn't see ancient people running around going, ooh, Mercury retrograde. We put so much fear on everything.
And they knew about it back then.
Yeah, maybe you just need to sit your ass down. That's all. Maybe you just need to sit down for about 6 weeks. Think about some stuff. And when it's time to move, you know, move accordingly. But maybe use any type of period of standstill, if that's what it is for you, to create, to grow. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing bad about that. Yeah, your communication might be jacked up. Yeah, you might fall out with somebody, but it's not the end of the world.
9 times out of 10, it was somebody that
you
no
needed
longer.
to fall out
Yeah,
with.
exactly. They no longer serve.
Or maybe this was a time for you to be shown that you the problem.
Oh yeah.
If you can list a whole bunch of, I don't have a problem with nobody. Very few people that I've cut off, and if I did, I had my reasons. But it's very hard for me to just cut somebody off. So my thing is this: if you fall out with everybody that you talk to or that you cool with, they ain't the problem. It's you. So take this retrograde and think about that.
Yeah, everything always reflects back to us.
Because I don't have no problems with anyone. Mercury.
Mercury, yeah.
We gonna blame that on Mercury.
Mercury. That's okay. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Anything else?
I want to thank everyone for tuning in. The next segment, I will take some questions. I don't know if Danielle has time to sit and answer questions with me because she has to get going back to her home, which is about an hour from here. But I do want to thank Lotus Amor for coming on and kicking it with us and showing her beautiful light and spending the night with me. We had a slumber party and we had some good spiritual soul food last night on the phone. So I hope everyone has a great day. And I will be answering your questions next. Peace. Peace, everyone. Jazz the Medium here. I'm on with the part 2 of our breakfast segment, and I wanted to take a few questions. I had 2 people respond. Shout out to those 2 that responded, and I'm going to answer your questions real quick. We'll start with number 1. Number 1 wanted to know, should she depart from her job? So let's get that popping. Also, shout out to everyone who came to my reading circle. Thank you so much for attending. It's always great. We always have a great time. Usually on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. I have a small developmental circle. So for those who are interested in their spiritual development, please come check it out. It's usually up on my website where you can click on the link and buy your tickets to join us. Let's see. I'm already feeling like somebody at your job is getting on your nerve. So this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that there is a need to move on. There's something new that you need to start. Maybe you've been working on something that's been on your mind for you to start on your own. Like maybe your own project or your own business or your own idea. But I feel like it has something to do with you. Like you're going to go and start building something new or working towards something new. Now, whether you want to or not, I do see you walking away from this job and starting a new venture or starting something new that's going to bring in income. But I do see you walking away from this job. Should you or not is entirely up to you. I see you doing it anyway, whether I tell you to or not. I think you're going to walk away. Definitely walking away. But I feel like you'll have more control over the one that you step into. Maybe because it might be something you start yourself or something you do yourself, but you're going to have more control over it. Let me see. Any other messages for her pertaining to her job? Messages for her pertaining to her job. Any other messages for her pertaining to her job? You've been doing a lot of spiritual work, and your prayers have been asking. Spirit says there's something that you need to release, and you also need to open the channel to receive blessings. So there may be some blockages maybe that you need to release. There's some things that you're holding on to that you need to let go of. And also we have to understand when we ask Spirit to bless us with more, we have to have places for our blessings to flow in at, whether it be a business or a certain job or some type of way where your blessings can blow in. I hope that resonates with you. Okay, so number 2 wants to know, Number 2 wants to know, why have I been falling out with everyone? Is it me? Number 2 wants to know, why has she been falling out with everyone? Number 2, immediately when I asked that question, I feel a lot of anxiety inside of me. I feel very antsy. You know, I feel like I'm not ready to go off, honestly. I feel very antsy. So I do think that a lot of the issues that you're going through with people are self-imposed. They're things that you be sitting about thinking and you be stewing on. You know, a lot of the anxiety that you have when it comes to falling out with people around you stem from your childhood, and it may stem from family members too, because that it could mean that too. But I think like whenever you feel the way that you be feeling I just feel like whenever you get into an emotional mode, when you start falling out with everybody around you, or you feeling like anxious about people around you, you might need to take a step back for a minute and like not deal with anybody for a minute, so that you won't say or do anything that completely damage any relationships while you're in the feeling that you're in. And I hope that resonates. Let me get an oracle message for you too. Again, thank you guys for sending in your questions. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Also, I want you to check out our new podcast, The Metaphysics of Love and Relationships, will be airing on Sundays at 7. The first episode is already up. You can follow us on YouTube. It's called The Metaphysics of Love and Relationships Podcast if you want to check out the episode. You can follow us on Facebook too, The Metaphysics of Love and Relationships. And that podcast too, on Facebook, the video's up on there too. So definitely go check it out. We have a good time when we all get together and chat. And Sundays at 7 p.m. again will be when we come out. So number 2, your message is, first one, power over difficulty. Learning how to reclaim your power. Call your power back. Whenever you fight and argue with people, you give them too much of your power. The second card I got was death and rebirth. Learning to let things go. I think this card for you is about letting things go. Letting things go. You tend to hold on to grudges and hold on to pains and hurts and stuff like that. Also, maybe creating and meeting more friends. You know, different people, having different people around your life and things like that. Okay. Also, go with the flow and consider cleansing your energy. And cleansing your energy could mean what I said when I told you that whenever you're starting to feel that way, take a step back. And I think that'll help you. I hope these resonate for you. Thank you again. We may be having breakfast again on Friday, so I might put in for some more free readings if anybody's interested. Again, if you would like to book a reading or any services with me, you can visit my website at www.jazzthemedium.com, or you can email me at jazzthemedium@gmail.com. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I'm everywhere, so I'm very easy to find. I hope you all have a great night. Thank you.